I've been waiting years for this.
Welcome back to another week of Contest of Speed in the AM1 Championship season 14. Got a little bit of a treat for you all tonight. Taking it back, doing our best to emulate the Fast and the Furious. We've got a night race on the streets around Monte Carlo in the Principality of Monaco. We're going to be in for a tight one tonight. Shortened field, 11 racers. And to bring you along for the action, I'm Electric Entree along with my co-host Chubb Tucker. Chubb, welcome back. How are we doing tonight?
Doing great. Looking forward to this one. Looking forward to how many people can survive the streets of Monaco, especially at night. It does get a little tricky around here.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. It's already a tricky track because it is very tight. Qualifying position is probably the most important, thing to worry about tonight, as there's not very many opportunities to pass. But on top of that, it's a night race. The temperatures are cooler. The track is cooler. It's gonna be hard to keep some heat in these tires. With we've got some long straights like this coming through the tunnel now, and then some hard braking. But there's not a lot of high-speed corners to generate heat in the tires to get that grip working for these drivers. It's going to be tricky to keep it on the track, tricky to keep it off the wall, tricky to keep it out from each other. So I think we're definitely going to be seeing some carnage tonight. But like we said, it's a shortened field. Oh, there goes Mindset into the wall now, breaking off his end plate before starting his first push lap, and he's going to thug it out as he crosses the line to start. End plate doesn't seem to have... Hood Kool-Aid Man already retiring from the race. I was going to say, the end plate didn't seem to bother Mindset too much coming around that first corner. Hood Kool-Aid Man out. Mindset avoiding the bumps. Coming around this very tight hairpin turn. Slowing way down, getting back on. He's looking smooth so far.
He is, yeah. He not really having too big of a dip right through there. Not hitting the brakes too much. He actually looks pretty good. Ooh.
Very close to invalidating through that corner. They give you a little bit of leeway coming over those sausage curves, but he still got very close. It seems like he's almost like just tapping these walls, trying to use every bit of track available to him coming through here, and it's interesting to see.
Ooh. Yeah, and you're right. He is just kind of tapping the walls, but he's kind of smacked a few of them, unfortunately. But I mean, still sets a great time. 109.315. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
first lap of the session. Of course, that's going to be pole, but it was still a great lap. We're going to jump down. Now we're not with lead the follower. Maybe it's Silkweaver. Yes, Silkweaver, the next one to be coming through here, and we'll jump on board here for the last part of this. This is one of those high-speed sections, but a lot of braking here, cutting that sausage curve. And this is a very tricky as this quarter comes out very narrow. Starts wide, comes out narrow. Easy to lose the rear end through here. That little bump kind of upsetting the car, but he seems to navigate it well. And Mindset has now retired from the session as well.
Wow. Guess he liked that time.
Pucks beating out Mindset's time by almost 0.3. 109.065. We'll put him on pole. Silkweaver crossing the line on 111.1. Good enough for P4. Puck's a set pole. We'll jump down here to Red Devil. See he comes through Sector 1. He has yet to set a time. His teammate has set a 109.0. And that's what he's looking to beat. It looks like he just set a purple Sector 1 coming through. So he's on pace at the moment. And he's right behind his teammate. So maybe get a little tow through these high-speed sections here. Nope, he's just going to pull over and let him by. Probably for the best on this track.
Yeah.
And lead the follower has retired. What is going on here? Devil with a purple sector 2 as well. Am I missing something with people dropping out of this race already?
Ooh, yeah, and Devil with a 108.469. Great time there.
Okay, 108.4. And that's going to put him on pole. And we had an over-under on the Cost Bets prediction tonight. I believe the over-under for the pole time is set at a 108.2. So Devil getting awfully close now to that over-under on his first lap of the session. And there's still have time to get your predictions in, get your bets in, bet with your channel points. And it's still up in the air, but we're knocking on the door of it. So if you have an idea of what you think is going to happen, now's the time to get those bets in. So everybody has now set a lap, with the exception of Jay Supreme, who's still in the pit, and Hood Kool-Aid Man, who retired early without setting a lap. And I think that was a game issue. But as it's only one driver, I believe we still rock and roll with it.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I think that I think you've had a few of them that's dropped out here, but for the most part, it looks like everybody's staying in.
Pull up that car info, and you can see there on the tires, they're green at the moment, but as they slow down, those tires, especially in this night, at night, the cooler track temperatures, they don't hold on to the temperature very long. He's got them just barely. You see that right, the fronts now, they're starting to cool down on that straight. Very tricky when they cool down on these long straights, trying to keep the temperatures up to get maximum grip coming into some of these hard braking zones and hard turns. Top four almost exactly within a second of each other at the moment. Red Devil with a 108.469. SSR Williams currently with a 109.496. I think he's on another push lap, though, right now, as he comes through Sector 2, coming through the tunnel. And everyone except for him and Potty are in the pits. Potty with a atrocious 121.0. He's going to need to get something a little better. He's 11 seconds off pace to start. SSR Williams, he's 110 down on his time. Not enough, actually, to overtake Mindset's lap. Oh, and Williams going to jump in the pit. He's missing an end plate. So Potty, he's invalidated. So you going in the pits? He is. So that's everybody in the pit. Jay Supreme coming out for an out lap. So we can ride on board, actually.
Yeah, and the interesting part about this too is, you've got a really tight race up there at the top, but the guy that's in third, Mr. G-Boon there, is not present tonight for this race. Your other two top competitors that are actually tied at the top right now are Red Devil and Formula Kai, who Formula Kai, as you all remember, missed last week, but still had so many points that he's enough to still be tied for first. So right now he's sitting in fifth. Red Devil is first, and qualifying is very crucial at this track.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think they're tied up now. It's 62 points for the drivers' championship. So whatever happens tonight is going to put one ahead of the other. And starting from fifth at this track, I don't know if that's going to get it done. Granted, we do have a shortened field, so there's plenty of opportunity. Not as much opportunity for carnage, but not as much opportunity to get held up either. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Right, and I can tell you on this track, just from personal experience last night, like all it takes is one person walking up in front of you for you to lose a front plate or anything like that, and then your race is pretty much over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in AM3, our race, I got a little behind, was trying to push to catch up, spun the car a couple times, and that was it for me. It's so hard to catch up on this track, even in clean air. Jay Supreme with a 111.9, setting his first lap of the evening. That's going to put him in P9. Potty's still with that 121. He's 10 seconds behind P9 now, and he's in the pit. We've got right under 8 minutes left in the session. He's got time to set a lap, a better lap.
Formula Cop the third there on his first push lap. It looks like he's going for a second one.
Well, that's handy for him. You know, we were just speaking about that. You know, starting from 5th, it's going to be tough. You know, him and Devil tied up going into the break week. And actually, I think, well, it's a break for everybody else. I think we're actually going to rerun Jeddah next week during the break. But, you know, you need to do everything you can, especially as close as that race is. G-Boon's out tonight, and he's at sitting P3. You know, this is a chance to really break away from the pack. Red Devil, 108.251. And we are still not yet to cross the threshold for the over-under, which was set at a 108.2 flat. So we are getting dangerously close, but still have yet to pass that mark.
Right, and I will be shocked if we don't get to that. Actually, the world record standing right now for Monaco is like around a 105.5. So, you know, a lot of these guys typically are within a second to a second and a half of the world record times in AM1. So I'd be shocked if we don't see a 107 time.
Well, and I think poll time for EU1 or this afternoon for us, it would have been this evening for our European friends, but for us, it would have been this afternoon. EU1 poll time, I believe, was like a 108.1 something, 108.14 maybe. So we're not too far off EU1 pace at the moment, and that was kind of. Wow, I thought Kryptonic Slang was getting a little sideways there. I think maybe that was just the camera angle, but it looked like he was going for a big power slide. Seems to hold on to the car, though. He's got a 109.94. He's going to cross the line. He's going to improve by 0.4, but he's going to hold on to that P6 for the moment. And SSR Williams splitting the Ferraris now. Kryptonic, he would like to pick up some more points this race. This is a perfect opportunity if he can finish the race to get some points. He'd like to get in this game, help Ferrari get into this constructors fight, I think. And he has been picking up some points, but this is really an opportunity to bring some real good points home for the Scuderia.
Yeah, and this is a good track for him and Mindset to do that too, as long as you stay clean. But if you qualify up front, then that's one of the keys to staying clean here.
Potty getting a better lap in this time, a 109.945. That's going to move him up to P7.
There you go.
That's exactly what he was looking for tonight. Putting the weight of McLaren on his shoulders. G-Boon's out. Our P3 driver, the P3 in the Drivers' Championship, out for tonight. Potty's carrying the team here in Monte Carlo. And he reported before the race he wasn't feeling too well. So right now he's got a decent starting spot. You know, we're out of 11 drivers. He's P7, but that's in the points. He's had some bad luck the last few races. He has scored points this season, which is already better than what he had in season 13. But he'd be looking to score more, but that's if he can hang on and keep from getting too sick to drive the entirety of the Grand Prix tonight. And I know when you leave the pits on this, even minimum fuel here is still worth almost 4 laps, or a little over 4 laps. And no, he's going to hit the pits, and the kicks are going to come out on an out lap now. We're right under 4 minutes left in the session, and we'll take this moment. We'll bring up some standings real quick. So previous race coming out of Canada. Here's your classification. Mindset showing the Mindset Masterclass with that P1 finish. Lead the follower with a huge P2 for Williams. Team that has struggled all season. They finally got in the game with a podium finish. G-Boon in third, Bucks, J Supreme in fifth. You know, his penalties really shuffled the order there in Canada. And so now we'll go. Here's what the constructors fight looks like. Mercedes still ahead by 15 points. They're still on top. McLaren 15 points behind with 75. Red Bull, those back-to-back wins by Formula Kai, really bringing them into this fight. They got 66 points. And then it starts to drop off. Kicking Ferrari very close at 4 and 5. Ferrari looking to move up tonight. They've got both their drivers. Very good chance to earn some points. P2 by Williams, I've had over doubled their previous points. They've got 25. Alpine with 21. So, I mean, you've got a decently close 1 and 2, or a decently close 1 through 3, a very close 4 and 5, and a close 6, 7, and 8. So, you know, we've got some battles going on here in the constructor standings. We'll take a quick look at drivers. Formula Kai, Red Devil tied with 62. You spoke about that earlier. G-Boon with 57. He's out tonight, and that's going to give them the chance to grow that gap. Mindset coming in now, 42 points, 15 lagging 15 behind G-Boon. G-Boon's out tonight. That's great news for Mindset as he looks to close that gap. Pucks moving on up. He's 28 points, tied with SSR William. Alphanesis, who's missed the last couple of races in that Aston Martin, he's had some good finishes, a P3 included in that, P3 and P4 as well. And he's going to move down off his absence. Lead the follower moving up with 24 points. And, I mean, again, you know, it looks like we've got some close battles. Maybe not all battles for P1 in the standings, but we've got some close battles overall across the board. This season's really shaping up for some interesting outcomes. We'll come back to live. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the session. Red Devil still on top. That 108.251 still stands. His teammate Pucks right behind him, 108.9. Formula Kai with a 109.1. And we're 9/10 of a second from 1 to 3. Mindset, who retired early. The 109.3 still stands for him. And Formula Kai overtaking Pucks to split those Mercedes.
Wow.
But Pucks is on an outlap, and he may have something to say about that. I guess it would probably help if we jump to who we're looking at here.
Well, and Devil is down through the first sector right now, so he's actually improving on his time if it stands. So that for cost bets, hold on to your hats.
Yeah, a lot. Devil setting a purple sector too, though. He's down.
Yep.
He's down almost exactly enough he needs to get the under on that cost bet. And we've got a banger. We've got a lot of points up for grabs tonight on the cost bet. So this is your chance now to get in. See what happens. Coming to the line now. Under 10 seconds left. Devil, 107.9. We're into the 107s. Huge lap for Devil, especially after being up on his time in Sector 1.
Woo.
And Pucks is up on his time by 2. Ooh, hits the wall. He's up on his time by over 2/10. It's not looking good for him. Still has a decent qualifying time, but he doesn't need much to overtake Formula Kai in that P2. But he is going to need something, and being 2/10 slower isn't going to do it. Kai hitting the pits, he's had enough. Qualifying is over. Now it's just making it back to the line for these drivers that are out.
Pucks will be close. I mean, he picked up some in that gap.
Here we go. He needs less than 2/100ths of a second, and he's not going to get it. 108.983 is his final qualifying time here in Monaco. And Potty crossing the line now. Going up to P3 with a 108.9. Huge, huge for the South African. And that's going to spread those Mercedes out a lot now. So now it's, an SSR William overtake coming into P2, 108.8.
Woo.
And that's going to be our qualifying session as Silkweaver goes into the pits. So Red Devil and the Mercedes P1 with a 107.9, blazing fast. SSR William coming in out of nowhere, 108.8 to go P2. Formula Kai, 108.9. Potty with a 108.9, just barely behind Formula Kai. Pucks in the second Mercedes, 108.983. That's a P5. Mindset Kryptonic Swain going to start next to each other, 109s apiece for the both of them. Silkweaver, then Alpine in 8th. Lead the follower in 9th, J Supreme 10th. And Hood Kool-Aid Man, who retired before being able to set a lap, I think due to game issues, he's going to start from P11. And there's your qualifying order. Like we said, Devil, P1, SSR William, Formula Kai, Potty, Pucks F1, P5. Mindset Kryptonic Swaying, the Ferraris paired up. Silkweaver, lead the follower, J Supreme at P10. Hood Kool-Aid Man bringing up the rear, P11. Going to be an exciting race tonight. Shortened field. We've got, 39 laps tonight, I believe?
Yeah, 39. Which, you would think for Monaco that's going to lead to a long race, but actually Monaco is a very short track comparatively. And, I mean, looking at the times right there, I mean, typically your race pace is around somewhere from a 112 to a 115 on normal laps for people. It would obviously be lower on this. But, yeah, I mean, it'll fly by fast if you don't have safety cars.
That's exactly right. All right, we're going to get another cost best prediction here as we're waiting for these guys to get the setups done. I think we're going to go total DNFs tonight. We've got 11 cars in the field. I think we're going to set it, let's say we'll do 1, 2 DNFs, or 3 or more. It's going to be our cost bets prediction for tonight. We'll set that at we'll give it 20 minutes. So new cost bets is live. For those of you who just hit it big with the previous bet, winning the under won on the poll time prediction. You now have a chance to put those points to work and win a little more. Pablo saying he wanted to flex 50K winnings. Here's your chance, buddy. And we'll also take this time to give a little self-plug here, as we usually do. If you like what you've seen so far on track, maybe you've watched a couple races with us, or if it's your first time here. If you like what you're seeing, want to join the community, maybe get your feet in on the action. Join our Discord. Great place to be. ! Discord in the Twitch chat will provide a link to our Contest of Speed Discord. We have American tiers, European tiers, American tiers, European tiers, tiers for all skill levels in both divisions. Racing Tuesdays through Thursdays currently. We are about to hit the halfway point of our season. We've still got some full-time openings. We're always taking reserve drivers that could possibly lead to full-time seats as well. So if that's something you'd like to be a part of, join our Discord, get in here, get a pace test submitted. We'd love to see you on track. And if racing isn't something you competitively isn't something you're interested in, it's still a great community to be a part of. Great family, great friends. You just want people to chat with on Discord. We've got it. Plenty of other interests outside of F1 24, 23, the F1 games in general. Plenty of interests other than that going on in the Discord as well. So come on, check it out, join us. We'd love to have you. And if you haven't given us a follow yet on Twitch, we'd also appreciate it as well. New follow is always nice. Help grow the channel, help grow the Discord, and that helps us bring better racing action to the viewers. And here we are at the start. We've got 5 red lights. And they go out. And here we go.
Ooh,
39 laps.
That's a good jump.
Great jump.
Formula Cat as well. Ooh. Yeah, SSR Williams already back in 3rd.
Seem to be keeping it clean through as we come through towards the end of the first sector here. They're strung out, not grouping up too bad. But as we come into this tight section here, coming into sector 2, this is where we're going to start to see something, I think.
Oh yeah.
Puck's right on the back of that kick of SSR Williams.
Oh.
Doesn't push him around, but they do bump and bang a bit.
Looks like Kryptonic Swing there was ghosted out. Him and lead the follower.
SSR Williams already has a gap to the top 2. Formula Kai and Red Devil really getting the jump on him. William with a 1.6 second gap to the leaders. And we've stayed decently close through this as we come around towards the end of the first lap at Monaco.
Ooh.
But you can see right there, perfect example of that gap we're seeing of the top 2. Kai and Devil, I think they've worked together before. Maybe at Austria? Or no, that was Mindset. That was Mindset, Kai.
Yeah, it was Mindset, yeah.
Working together. But Kai, we've seen this strategy play out before, and it's worked well for him. Maybe tonight we see it happen again. We're on board now with Mindset. He's right on the back of Pucks. He's looking to take over from there. Mercedes, the top team. Mindset diving to the inside. They're going to bump wheels. Ooh. But he's going to... Oh, wow, what a pass. He's going to steal that position from Pucks and now get hung up by SSR Williams coming into that hairpin. Great move by Mindset. Kept it clean. A little bit of wheel bang in there, but, you know, on these tight streets, you know, I think that's about as good as you can hope for as far as an overtake goes.
Yeah, it is. You know, him being on those mediums and SSR William being on the hards, that explains the gap right there. Obviously, there will be a resetting of that. You know, like a break-even spot where the mediums are not as advantageous as being on the hard. But until we get to like that point, I mean, you know, he's gonna struggle, and that gap's only going to increase. But I have a feeling that Mindset's probably about to get around him here.
Yeah, we'll stay on board here for this, as it looks like he's on the hunt. But William, Mindset desperately needs to get by William if he wants to catch up, has a chance of staying with the leaders, because the gap's already busted out over 3.5 seconds now. And it's not going to get any better if Mindset can't get past. And maybe looking to do the same he did to Pucks. But no. Dove to that inside. Thought better of it. Tucked back in as they come around through to the hairpin.
Ooh.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. Potty dropping down. Missing right end plate and some beams off that front wing. He's got into something somewhere there. Unfortunate for him. He already said he wasn't feeling well before the start of this race. I think if it gets too tough for him, we'll probably see him back out. And that means all you have to do to get points is finish. That's all it takes, one DNF, and everybody left scores points.
That's true, yeah.
And that may be the only thing that keeps him in the race, so we'll see. To be determined. William managed to fight off Mindset for another lap. Mindset with the DRS now. He's got that flap open. William not going to have the help, but it's a short straight. Hard to get around. And he's going to stay glued to the rear end, but it's not going to be enough. Coming through this easy flowing section. Mindset gearing down. He's going to look to get the jump on him coming through this corner now and take him on this straight. Staying over the bump. Oh, William going wide, squeezing him out. Great defense from the Kick Sauber driver.
Wow.
Mindset, he's up 2 positions in this race on a track that is notoriously hard to make an overtake on. So he's already doing better than most. But he's looking to sweeten that deal just a little bit. As that gap, oh my gosh, that gap between SSR William and Formula Kai has jumped to over 6 seconds now. It is doubled in the course of, like a lap and a half, 2 laps?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's pretty wild. And, you know, it doesn't help anything that, you know, William is driving in his rearview mirror right now versus windshield.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Putting on that defense against Mindset isn't doing anything to help him catch up to those top 2. And Devil actually putting a gap on Kai now. Kai's almost a second back. He's just within that DRS range. Only one DRS section on this track, and that's along that quote-unquote straight at the start. We see Mindset. He's set a purple sector 1. He's trying desperately to get ahead of William now. You can see him aggressively sweeping across that track, trying to find an opening.
Yeah, and it's just...
And he's got the pace.
We're about to have the crossover, too, on tires here soon.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at let's take a look at the tires here. Well, actually, we'll go first to the tire life. You can see here around this track, dry conditions, which we are in. Soft's good for 14 to 17. Those mediums that Mindset's on are good for 18 to 21. And the hards, like William is on now, are good for 22 to 26. Slightly over the halfway point of this race. However, let's see, Mindset. Yeah, he's on 12% wear everywhere but his right or his left front. And Williams should be showing less wear with those hard tires. Yeah, he's at basically half wear to what Mindset has. So the hard tires are wearing in. And you can see there, though, Williams struggling to keep those tires in the heat window, especially those fronts. And Mindset looked... Oh no. What? Oh, I lost him. Mindset looked like he was diving out for a move, but didn't get it done.
He was. Man.
I can't believe I hit the wrong button like that. Wow. My apologies to those viewing at home. Really dropped the ball there, but luckily we didn't miss anything. But he did make a very dramatic dive out. Good Kool-Aid Man in the pits now. Looks like he swapped to the hards as well.
He did, yeah.
And we'll jump back on here on board with Mindset and SSR William. Seem to be really the only thing going on at the moment. These guys, just looking to survive. Oh, God. Oh, no. What happened?
No.
Looks like he tried to get too hard on the power, trying to get an overtake done on this straight. And he's broke a wing. Spinning around. He's still in P9, still in the points. But he just went from P4 to P9. As parts of the wing flying all over the track. He's completely lost his wing. We've got a VSC. Good news for Mindset, close to the pits. He can maybe get in, at least get the wing change started before he loses too much time. But that is so unfortunate for him. And I imagine we'll see him go onto the hards. Yep, they're bringing the hards out of the garage now. So he's going to go in the hards, fresh wing change for him, and he'll be back out. And I think he's going to get passed here by both Hood and Potty. Maybe not. No, but he's going to be very close.
I think the VSC's helping him.
Yeah, going to be very close. So we jump up here with our leaders to check in real quick. Devil still ahead of Kai, almost a second ahead. Okay, yeah, Potty and Kool-Aid Man going to get ahead of Mindset. So Mindset goes from P4 to P11. Getting back past Potty. So are we not under safety car anymore?
No, it's a virtual safety car, yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, that's what I meant. Okay, yeah, I see the VSC flag. I guess Potty got ahead. Potty did get ahead. So they're racing down there for some reason. I guess perhaps Mindset didn't get out of the pit in time. So we're still under VSC now. Mindset, fresh tires, fresh wing. And now the trick is he's got to kind of relearn the new grip. And we've got a Red Devil jumping in the pits now. He's going to put the hards on.
Yeah, and you can make it to the end on these hards.
Fresh
It's
hards
going to be fun.
Devil. And he's going to lose some position now. But we're only 8 laps into 39 laps of racing. So he's got time. That's going to be a huge undercut for him. But if he can stick with the rest of the pack, that undercut will surely pay off. So now that puts Formula Kai up into P1, 9 seconds ahead of the kick of SSR William in P2. And the grid's getting shuffled around now. So we got Formula Kai in 1, just cruising by himself. William here, he's got a 1.5 second gap to Pucks in the Mercedes. And he's going to look to hold that position. He doesn't have to contend with holding back Mindset now. He can just drive. And that should be good for him. But Pucks does have good pace. And he's closing that gap. Yeah, and he's now within DRS range. Meanwhile, Mindset's teammate Kryptonic playing P5 at the moment in that Ferrari. We said he needed good points tonight. He's looking pretty solid at the moment. Don't want to jinx him. We do have a habit of doing that. Yeah, Kryptonic started 7th, now up to P5. With the help of Potty and Mindset both going to the back. As they cross around, we're starting lap 9 now here in Monte Carlo. But Kryptonic, he's on. He's on so far. He's had a good race so far this evening. And Red Devil down into P6. Hit the P2 out of habit. We're going to P6 to look at Devil. Oh, and we've got Kryptonic. We jinxed him. We jinxed him.
Oh, my gosh.
He spun. He's broke his wing. As one goes, so does the other at Ferrari. He's lost an end plate. He's lost... Has he lost? No, he's just lost an end plate. So not a huge crash for him, but not great. And he's going to drop down from P5 back to his starting position of P7.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think now... He's got an 11-second lead on lead the follower. I don't think that's enough to... you can't get out of the pits ahead with that gap. Maybe the call here might just try to thug it out. I don't know.
He could. I mean, he's still got to pit at some point. So...
Oh, yeah, I just mean, I wonder if he goes into the pit specifically for a wing change at this moment or not. I think if it were me, I would probably just stay out, just only missing an end plate.
Oh, man, he's struggling. Nice. He's tugging it. All right.
All right.
Go, Glenn, go.
He's out there. Got to let him know it ain't sweet. Mindset picking up a 3-second.
Oh, gosh, and he's in the wall.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
And Kool-Aid Man.
Safety car. Safety car.
Safety car. Mindset losing another wing. those fresh hards weren't doing the job for him. And that's going to bring up a safety car. We'll bring up the safety car overlay. As after 9 laps of racing in Monaco, almost 9 full laps of racing, we are under safety car conditions. And this is going to be huge for Kryptonic as well. He's got enough time to come to the pits, change his wing without double stacking the Ferraris.
Yeah, that's true. But for those of you watching at home, it just goes to show you, thugging it out at Monaco, probably not going to work. Okay?
The one thing I will say here, I don't know. This may hurt Devil. He had that early pit for the hards. Oh, and Puck's picking up a drive-through for speeding under safety car.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's not good. Oh, man. Williams in the pits. Let's see. I don't know. Devil's up. He's up first.
The undercut did work for him. I was wondering, it seemed like maybe I was looking at the track map wrong, but it seemed like he was going to, what am I trying to say here? Seemed like
he was going to be close,
yeah. Yeah, if he was going to be able to make up positions or not, but everybody dove into the pits. Kryptonic in the pits now to change that wing. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to pay off or not. And
and it is going to pay off for Kryptonic though. But honestly, the biggest winner out of all of this is going to be Mindset and Potty.
Yeah, as they both with 3 seconds now. So we've got 10 seconds for Pucks, speed in the pit lane, a 3 second for Mindset, a 3 second for Potty. I think Mindset lucky to just have a broken wing and not retiring the car, losing a wheel.
It'd be curious to see if he goes in and serves that 10 seconds, though.
If he was going to do it, this would be the time to do it. And Mindset going back in the pits. We'll look at that replay for Mindset, though. As he comes around that hairpin, he's just behind SSR William. And they're coming through the tunnel. He's behind. He's looking to get an advantage. Coming into this little chicane section, and I think he just gets on the throttle too hard on the exit, trying to get the jump, and spins the car around. And that's all she wrote for that battle.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, I mean, jeez.
Safety car will stay out another lap 12 to 39. Field is starting to not bunch up, but come back together. We've got some stragglers here. Both the Ferraris, split by Potty, and we may end up. This may be the last lap under safety car now. We'll take a look at tires.
Yeah, I believe it will be.
Everybody on fresh except for Hood Kool-Aid Man, who has 6 lap old hard. Devil stayed out with the 4 laps. We knew he was doing the undercut, and it wasn't that, his tires aren't much older than those who have jumped in, and he doesn't have the only tire differential. SSR William on the mediums, Potty on 4 lap old mediums. Everybody else on the hards. So that undercut really did wonders for Devil. He's now up ahead of Formula Kai. They're tied in the driver's standings. Winner of this, or all you need to do is outscore the other to take the lead in the driver's standings now.
That's right. Yeah, it is mano a mano right now between Devil and Kai. Just how fitting that is with a Mercedes and a Red Bull. It's like we've almost seen this before.
I can't imagine where.
I don't know. It's well.
Devil's sticking with the safety. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's actually hasn't happened for a few years because it's just been a Red Bull that everybody's been chasing. But going back to where a lot of people's F1 obsession, which I would be curious to know, like how many people actually got into F1 because of the 21 race, championship race between Lewis and Max. Like I would be so curious to know like how many people out there in our community. Actually, just put it in the chat if that's where you got into this, or even what inspired you to get involved with Formula One, or how long you've been involved with Formula One. Maybe it was Drive to Survive a few years before that. Maybe you've go back to the Schumacher back in the '90s. You know.
I know for me personally, it was F1 2022. It came out on Game Pass, and me and my brother downloaded it. And we're racing against each other, and then that kind of kick-started it for me. This was actually after Drive to Survive had come out, but I hadn't watched it. But I started racing my brother on F1 22, and then F1 23 came out, and I bought it. And then 24 came out. Now I have it, you know, and it got me involved. Like, it got me following the rest of the sport in real life as well. So that's what got me started with this. And then I got tired of getting wrecked out in open lobbies online, and was trying to find a league. I found Contest of Speed because they had American tiers, American time zones, and that suited me pretty well. And here I am. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, join our Discord, !Discord in the chat. Right. Safety car in this lap. Devil backing him up, coming into the penultimate corner here.
Yep. Oh, backing him up right here, right before this last. Oh, man. Oh, Kai all over the back of him, hitting him, actually. Wow. Dang.
Devil's off now. Looks like Kai had a good jump, though. He's going to stay right with him. Oh, my God. He's glued to him. It looks like he's towing Kai around that first corner.
Yeah.
Could Kool-Aid Man dropping all the way to P11. That puts Potty and Mindset both on the points. Mindset right behind his teammate now. However, they both have the penalties. Pucks with that 10-second. Oh, and Kai looking to push Devil around that corner, it looked like a little bit. He's going to get right into the back of him again in this hairpin. Not enough to damage anything, not enough to upset the car, but he's letting him know, hey, I'm back here, buddy. You better go.
Yeah, and, well, you know, the few lap discrepancy there on those hards, I mean, I don't really know how much that would affect pace, but I'm sure it does affect it a little bit. If it was softs, it'd be a lot different, but, you know, with hards.
Well, and I think, too, they're cold hards. They've run how many laps now under safety car? Those tires aren't heated up very well.
Ooh, Potty to the back. Like
he's lost his left side of his wing again, or most of the left side of his wing again. Trails behind Hood Kool-Aid Man, who's now moved up to P10. Looks like Hood has no damage, though. Oh, and Pucks. Something's happened to Pucks. Oh, we've missed it still. He's down to 9th.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's in the pits.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, and Potty's in the pits, too. Both wing changes.
Interesting. So go back to our leaders here. Oh, wow. I can't believe how close that was. Didn't make contact, but boy, he's right on that diffuser of that Mercedes.
He is. Well, and SSR Williams, too. Like, the top three are just like, I mean, you couldn't throw a stone between them right now.
No. Looks amazing racing here. They're keeping it clean. You know, a little bumping from the back, but nothing too hard to upset the car. You know, just especially some of these very tight, like at hairpin, it's so hard to get slowed down enough to not make it, you know, it's so tight. Kool-Aid Man, 3 second for track limits. So Pucks has gotten rid of his 10-second. And now we just have 3 separate track limits penalties. 1 for Ferrari, 1 for Haas, 1 for McLaren. Potty really lagging behind now. He's almost 20 seconds back from Pucks. 20 seconds out of the points. He'll need another safety car to bring him back in. Meanwhile, Kai still keeping it very close to Devil. William keeping it very close to Kai. This track isn't big enough for like a double overtake like we've seen at some of the other ones through like a DRS zone.
That's true, yeah.
So they're going to have to wait their turns. And right behind, you got SSR Williams' teammate, Jay Supreme, chasing down Silkweaver, trying to hold back lead the follower in Mindset. Kryptonic there, 1.8 seconds back from his teammate now. But staying with him. Penalty free for the moment. Ferrari's trying to hang in there, make this a fight. So we've got this train of, 4 cars now, and it's very tight between them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it looks like Swing's starting to catch up to the back of Mindset there where this terrain is formed in front of them. So
And we'll go on
he's
board
closing
now.
that gap.
Formula Kai. He started the race P3. He's now up to P2. Devil, of course, had the pole with that 107.9. A little bit of a lockup from Devil.
Man, and Kai is just still. He's right there.
Kai's had a 111.2 on the medium tire in this first stint of the race. Battling with Devil now, I don't know if he's going to get a time that fast. They both have the pace, though.
They do, yeah. Ooh.
Just the way he's attacking these corners. He's got the DRS.
Oh, man.
But the way he's attacking these corners, man, you know he's trying everything to stay with him, to get a nose in somewhere. And it just hasn't worked yet. Devil been able to just hold it from there about half-second marker. No.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I would love to know if somebody can actually watch a race at Monaco without like just cringing, because it's just as close as they get to the wall every time. You're just like, oh man, and just like the small wall pumps, it's true. Even when you're driving,
Wheel to wheel through the hairpin. Oh my God. Lead the follower, Jason Free battling it out. Ontech getting ahead though. He's up into P5.
Whew.
And so the Ferraris have been separated. We were watching that leader, that P1 battle, and we missed this, unfortunately. But we did jump back in time to see him ahead with that Williams and kick going wheel to wheel through the tightest turn on a very tight track. Mindset now, he's catching up to Silkweaver. He's going to be looking to get to that P4. And, you know, earlier in the race, that first stint before the VSC, where Mindset broke his wing the first time, you know, he was chasing SSR William, and William was holding him up. There was a 6-second gap from William to the top two. William, he's down 1.4 seconds, but he's, now that they're on equal tires, I think the pace for him is a lot better. Or, well, I don't think they are. Actually, I think he's on the mediums now.
Yeah, he's on the mediums.
He is on the mediums.
And he's starting to fall off some, because he was staying right with Kai. It'd be interesting to see how long it takes Weaver and Mindset to actually catch up to SSR Lean, because I have a feeling that's coming.
Well, let's jump on board here with Silkweaver. I think we can actually look at this. Right now, SSR William is faster than Silkweaver. But that could change over the course of a lap.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But SSR William is lapping slightly faster than Silkweaver at the moment. Silkweaver has brought that time down, that gap down a little bit, because I think it was like right at 4 seconds. So he shaved a bit of time off, but not a lot. Mindset, though, sticking right with Silkweaver. He's going to look to get a nose in. We saw him make the pass at the end of this straight here. Not close enough to get it done this time. But he is close enough to stay right with him. And Kai, still on the back of Red Devil now. Not very far ahead of that back.
Lead the forward, right behind Mindset, too. And then J Supreme's dropped back a little bit behind Follower. So you've got some gaps forming outside of the top 6. But
you know, and it's interesting to see, especially on this track, you know, you see a 2-second gap here. Does not, when you see, like, when the camera, like this helicopter camera, zooms out and you see the gap, like, you can actually visualize it. It does not seem like a 2-second gap as you would see at other tracks, just because the speeds are lower here. You know, it doesn't take as big of a distance to make a 2-second gap. But you look at it and say, oh, surely not. Lead the follower, looking to make the move on Mindset, doesn't get it done, tucks back in. He thought about it, changed his mind.
He did.
I did think we were going to see some action there, though. And that's a struggle at this track. So tight, so hard to pass. You know, very easy. I won't say very easy to defend. But the narrow width of this track does help.
Ooh.
Oh, and lead the follower trying to go around the outside in the hairpin.
Oh,
and he's
I
inside.
think-
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Oh man! Wow. He lost the front plate there.
Lost his end plate.
I don't think we're gonna get a safety car though.
No safety car. Incredible. That moves Jason Primo up to P6. Kryptonic Swing up to P7. Still with a 2-second gap, but he's moved up. And Mindset now has 1.6 seconds to Silkweaver. And we've seen he's had pretty good pace so far this race when he isn't in the wall. I imagine he'll be cutting this gap down pretty soon. Mindset's dad in the chat saying Rubbin is racing. Looks like your boy's living proof of that. Lead the follower into the pits to change that wing off. We'll jump to him real quick, see what kind of tires he's putting on. He's going back to the mediums. Lap 22 of 39. We've got 17 laps left. And if you'll recall from our tire graphic earlier, that's right at the edge of the usable life of these tires. But he's going to look to take those to the end, I think, unless we see another safety car. That moves Potty back up into the points. He's still 20 seconds back from the car ahead. 21 seconds back. But he's in the points, by God. And he's hanging on.
He is.
Silkweaver, we just saw him cut the corner there in the chicane complex. 3-second penalty for track limits. And now he's really going to have to worry about Mindset. Mindset already had that 1 3-second penalty. You know, Silkweaver could have let him get by and just stay within 3 seconds. Now he's got to stay ahead of Mindset if he wants to hold on to that position.
That's right, yeah. Well, and they've got to learn, or not learn, they've got to try to develop a gap with Jay Supreme behind for both of them.
Potty with a 3-second.
3 seconds.
We'll take another look at penalties here. Potty with 6. Hood Kool-Aid Man, Cost Mindset, Silkweaver, all 3 of those with 3 seconds. So unfortunate for Potty, lead the follower is only 1 second back on fresh tires. It's not looking good for the McLaren driver now.
No.
Now he's going to have to do more than just maintain that P10 if he wants a point out of this race. Oh, and we see Hood Kool-Aid Man going wheel to wheel there with, was that Pucks?
Yeah,
Yeah. Getting by. He's P8. Up to P8. Pucks, though, penalty free at the moment. And they're both chasing down the Ferrari Kryptonic. Mindset still behind Silkweaver now, keeping it within a half-second gap. He has caught him. Now it's getting by. But we're on board with Pucks as he's trying to get by Hood Kool-Aid Man. Very close. Not able to make the move just yet. Being penalty-free, though, at this point certainly helps, though. Bumping that wall, no damage. Just a little love tap. We'll jump down here, lead the follower. He's caught up to Potty. He's, like we said, he's on those fresher tires. He had to jump in the pits for the wing change. They're still on the lead lap, but they are lagging behind. And he's going to go for the move here with DRS. Going to the inside. He's going to get that move done. That puts Potty back down to P11. Clean overtake. No drama. Lead the follower to Williams now up to P10. 19.9 seconds behind Pucks and P9. And could, in that Haas, the lone Haas on track. He's got a bit of a gap now. He's over a second behind Crip. Crip in that clean air. He's been able to just drive. Mindset with another 3-second penalty. Unfortunate. And Hood Kool-Aid Man with a 3-second penalty. I think that brings them both up to 6 seconds now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
So we've got 21 total seconds of time penalty here at the moment. Pucks had that 10-second earlier in the race for speed in the pit lane. He was able to serve that in the pits, though, so that's gone away. Mine's at 6 seconds back from SSR William now, 6.5 seconds. Jay Supreme getting by Hood.
Oh, lead the follower, fastest lap.
Those fresh tires coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Fastest lap of the race from P10. That's good enough for 2 points.
It is, yeah.
Meanwhile, lap 25 at 39. We got 14 laps to go. Formula Kai is still right on the back of Red Devil, but has not been able to get ahead. And he's got the DRS. I don't know if he's just not pushing it that hard, or not pushing it as hard as he could under like that DRS straight, because he's staying close. But like I said, I don't know if he's not pushing hard enough. Oh, Hood Kool-Aid Man retiring from the session.
Oh, and we got a safety car.
Safety car. Lead the follower come around. Are we going to be able to see what happened?
Puck's drive-through penalty again. Speeding under safety car. Wow.
So lead the follower has passed Hood Kool-Aid Man. We didn't get to see what happened on track. This is huge for Potty. He just has to finish the race now. Plus, he's going to be able to catch back up. And Pugs is going to have to do a drive-through, and he cannot serve that under safety car.
This is true.
Crip and Potty both in the pits now.
This is also huge for Devil and Kai, because I believe both of them will be coming in now to get fresh tires. Question will be, what tires do they still have?
Yeah, they're going to need them. 18-lap tires for Devil, 15-lap tires for Kai. Although at this track, if you're Kai, do you hang on to those 15 to get the track position? No, Kai's going to go in. Devil's staying out. Kai going into the pits. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Devil choosing track position.
Yeah.
Over fresh tires.
Position.
Oh, and this is huge.
Yes.
For Devil, that Kai and William both jumping in the pits.
Oh, and
everybody's going in the pits.
Oh, everybody. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh.
Now Devil's got 18 seconds. Now, does Devil... No. I was going to say, does Devil go in the pits now? But I think Kai, without being stuck behind the safety car, he's got time to catch up.
Oh, yeah, no, he'll catch him before they get around there. Devil wouldn't have enough time.
Lead the follower staying out, 5-lap old mediums. And he's going to move up to P7.
Man, that's the advantageous thing of being in second in that position, because you can watch what the leader does. If they don't duck in, then you've got the opportunity to do it, and probably everybody's going to follow you behind it.
And as you can see now, we've got a huge tire differential there at the top too. Devil, 19-lap old hards versus fresh mediums for Kai and SSR William, who has done well to stay decently with those top two. I think over the long run, he will end up lagging a bit behind, but he's got the fresh tires. Devil has worn tires. Let's actually, we can go here. Let's check out the car info for Devil. Not too bad actually for 19 laps. Devil's sitting 14% on the left, 16 and 15 for the front and rear rights. So like not super worn. We've got 11 laps to go. But that's going to be a big difference from 0% wear on those mediums for Kai and William.
Right. Well, and it's also a lot easier to heat up the mediums than it is the hards.
Yes, and we've seen with the nighttime conditions, cooler track, these hards have struggled to maintain temperature over the course of a lap, especially during across some of these straights, and then going into that hard braking. And that will definitely affect the grip on the turn in.
It affects grip, but it also affects this tire wear too, because hot tires wear faster. So that's part of it. I think it's helped him on tire wear over the course of it. But I can tell you from personal experience, staying out does not pay off. That first race of the season, it did not pay off for me in Australia. And I ended up being in a wreck because of it. Because everybody was flying by me that fast. But the other part of it is we're at Monaco, and you can't pass anywhere here. So good luck.
Interesting note. I moved away from it. I'm going to go back to it. But one interesting note here. The Ferraris, both choosing to go to the softs. We've got 11. Like I said, it'd be we're coming up on 10 laps to go this time around.
Ooh.
Safety car's still out. But the softs wear so fast in this game. And the way these guys push, that's going to be an interesting choice.
In particular, at this track, they wear 5% per lap. Mediums wear at a 2% per lap rate, or a 2.4, and hards wear at a 1.4%. And that's the typical tire wear on those.
So roughly, each time you move up to a harder compound, you're halving your wear rate. It seems like.
Essentially, yeah, and that doesn't always hold true for every track, but on this one it does, especially. Like some tracks, you will actually see that it's actually more advantageous to be on soft tires than it is mediums. I don't know why that is. Bahrain was actually one of those that, for some reason, the softs had that first initial drop off was huge, but then it almost plateaued, and they didn't wear that bad. But the mediums, whenever they hit that first threshold of about 25%, they just became so slick you couldn't hardly drive. So, that's just another example of a track that where that can, where that happens, but then also how different compounds affect in different ways. But it looks like safety car is going to be in this lap, so. By the time we're done with this race, Devil will have been on those hards for 31 laps, but I would guess he's probably going to be around, based upon those percentages, about 30 to 35% wear.
Well, we'll look at the tire life again real quick here, if it'll come up, but that's going to be very close, if not into the puncture range for those hards. He's getting them backed up. Yeah, hard 22 to 26 laps is the average life of those hards around Monaco. Devil getting the jump.
Ooh. Yeah, and
oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh,
wow!
He's out. Oh,
going from first to last, or first to 10th, losing his wing.
Oh man!
Holy cow! Well, we don't have to worry about the tire wear now, and luckily for Devil, he's going to be able to overtake. Oh, he's going to be. No, he won't neither. Puck's going to have a drive-through that he needs to serve in the next 3 laps. Devil's going to need a wing change, and he's going to change his tires. So Mindset now up to P4. Silkweaver lead the followers, splitting his Ferraris. Kryptonic in 7th. Potty up to 8th now. We said all he needed to do was hang on, and that's what he's done so far. And he's going to have some points out of this race.
He will, yeah. Yeah,
right.
Potty's going to be coming out of this smelling like roses.
But I tell you what, these Kick Salvers, man, they're 2 and 3 right now. It's looking, they're on for a double podium, which is huge for the team.
Yes.
They've had some decent results, but they haven't been up at the top yet. Mindset going to the inside on Jay Supreme. They go wheel to wheel. Jay Supreme able to hold him off. Well, they're battling it out. Mindset getting ahead. He's going to take it. He's going to push that advantage on those soft tires. He's going to take that P3. No longer the double podium finish for the Kicks. But we've got 8 laps to go here at Monaco, and those softs are going to be dying. They'll be probably 50% of their usable life by the time this race ends.
Well, but actually with time penalties, unless a large gap develops, this is all for naught right now. His Mindset has what? He got 3 or 6 seconds.
I think he has 6.
So
he does have 6.
Yeah, so 6 seconds. I don't see that gap.
And that
if he
hurts
does get that
with the
gap,
safety car bunching everybody up. That hurts.
Yeah, yeah. If he does get that gap on softs, I don't think he's going to maintain it. Like,
DRS
I'm
though
saying he can't.
is enabled.
He could have a mindset masterclass. You know, we could see something crazy here.
Sticking right on the back of that kicks Sauber ahead. And they're hanging. SSR William doing his best to hang with Kai, but he's got Mindset behind him.
Oh.
Mindset setting a purple sector 1 on those soft tires. Looks like he may be picking up an extra point here for fastest lap before this race is over.
Yeah. I think he's got to get some cleaner air to be able to do that, just because they're holding him up a lot. But
yeah,
he's pushing it.
Well, and you can see, if you look at our track map too, you can see both Mercedes lagging behind. Pugs, you have to serve that drive-through, I think. Devil did get his pit stop done. And Mindset, looking like he was going to dive out. Didn't get the move done, though.
Ooh, potty another 3 seconds. Oh, yeah. Oh, here he comes.
We'll jump down here. Chasing down that Ferrari Kryptonic. They both have DRS. Not going to be an advantage for Potty, but it will allow him to stay with him. Currently has enough gap to Pucks that 6 seconds of time penalties isn't good. I think it's 6. Isn't going to matter. We'll jump back up. Mindset right on the back of SSR William.
Oh, man.
Puck's coming in to serve that drive-through now.
Oh, caution.
Potty? Is that Potty? Broken is in plate again.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Still on that P8. Puck's coming in for that drive-through. That's going to save him. But now, does he stay out? 6 laps to go. Red Devil fastest lap with a 1:10.192. And I would say, I haven't looked. Let's go jump to him. I bet he's on the soft tires now. He is. See those red stripes on the sidewalls? He's on the soft compounds. He's got 6 laps to go. And he's cooking from P9.
Very smart move.
I want to show that replay of Devil spinning around. Oh, Potty, 10 seconds, speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, my gosh.
Needing to change the wing. I think that's his biggest struggle this year. You know, we've seen he's got the pace to compete. He's had the pace he's scored points. I think his biggest issue this season so far has just been the time penalties.
Mm-hmm.
We see Mindset they're going up on 3 wheels trying to get around that hairpin to stay with SSR William. But yeah, Potty, I mean, the time penalties have been killing him this season.
Time penalties and just pushing it out of a chicane or a corner there, just getting back on the throttle a little too hard, like we saw in Australia. You know, I mean, he's got the pace though. Yeah, he's made major improvement. We've seen that he's improved, but there's still some work to do, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think we all struggle a little bit with consistency. It's just, I mean, I'm not one to talk when it comes to that, but I do watch enough of these races that I have an idea of people's tendencies in this tier. Oh, 100%, yeah. I think despite not being able to race on these guys' level, I've watched enough of them racing. I could speak on it a little bit. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is true. And honestly, like, you know, Formula Cobb, like, has been probably, when he's been here, he's been the most consistent and dominant. You know, Devil is obviously always consistent. Just made a strategic little error tonight, and that didn't pay off well for him. But at the end of the day, like, he's still one of the top tier drivers in this, and Boone, who's not here tonight as well. So, you know, it's, no matter how this race turns out, those 3 are still going to have a fun title chase moving forward. More importantly, it will add points to Mercedes' total as constructors. They were already ahead. That gap was starting to tighten up. But what is that? 3 points, 4 points, because Devil has fastest lap. They will tie with Potty, so that gap to McLaren in P3
as it stands now, will remain the same. However, Potty, with all those penalties, I think he's going to drop as it stands now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So they will, if Devil can hang in there, they will overtake. They will widen that gap to McLaren. Not by much, but they will widen that gap. And this will allow Formula Kai. He's gonna take the lead in the drivers' championship, and I think it may even be enough to push Red. Well, it'll move Red Bull up for sure. I think to P2, or no, they were already in P2. I may push them up to P1. Potty with the fastest lap, stealing that point from Red Devil.
Wow.
So now, even if he loses that position on penalties,
mindset 3 seconds, another 3 seconds. And that's huge because that's 9 seconds now for him. And, SSR Williams picking up. Wow.
So let's go look at the... mindset going around the inside, pushing those soft tires.
Woo.
Interesting spot for an overtake, but he made it work. He had the grip. He's got the speed. He's up into P2 over SSR Williams, but I think penalty-wise, yeah, he's got to put out a 6-second gap to Williams if he wants to hold on to that. And as close as these drivers are, that 9 seconds is going to kill him.
Yeah, even Jay Supreme back there, he just basically has to maintain the 3 seconds to his teammate.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's looking at this. Yeah, he's looking at second. It looks like William would, as of right now.
So the Kick Sauber double podium seems to still be on for the moment, although it doesn't look that way on track. But we're on board again with Mindset, chasing down Formula Kai. It may all be for naught when the race is over with, but at least he's got the bragging rights of doing the damn thing.
Yeah, that's right.
But look at that tire wear. Holy moly.
Outside chance right now, just math here, that Lead the Follower could get a podium. Just saying.
Oh, that's interesting. All the way from P6. And that happened to him in Canada. He got a podium. He got a podium off penalties in Canada.
That's right.
Double podiums off the penalties. I mean, that's wild. And that's just a testament to, as tight as the racing is here for the most part, just staying clean, how much that can help. But like I was saying, though, look at Mindset's tire wear. 30, over 30% on the left, 43% on that front right, and 35% on that rear right. Oh, we've got somebody. Is that a Mercedes? Is that Pucks? It was. Pucks.
Yeah.
Broke his end plate on the left side.
Oh man, and that's huge because they both were within that 19 seconds of Potty.
Not anymore, and that's Potty getting the gift here. Puck's still in the points. Obviously, all you have to do is finish the race. But that is going to hurt because he was on to take a spot from Potty because of Potty's 19? Was it 19 seconds of penalties? Yes,
that's right. And in Mindset, just all over Formula Kai right now on the last lap here.
Coming around the final lap here in Monaco. Surprisingly exciting race for this track. And that's just the kind of racing we expect to see in AM1, but even at Monaco, we thought it might be a little tamer just due to the nature of the track, but no, these guys have still managed to put on a show despite only 11 cars starting the race. It has been the show. Mindset pushing that gap, giving a little bump to the back of Kai. He's got those soft tires. They are worn. He's not letting that slow him down, at least not too much. And he's going to be looking to do something here on this last lap, maybe. He's got 9 seconds of penalties. SSR Williams behind has 3 seconds. I think he knows he's not going to get a great finish out of this due to those penalties, but he's pushing it anyway.
Yeah, as of right now, it's going to be a double kick podium there. Because SSR Williams has more than 3 seconds to his teammate behind. So, yeah, he'll move up to second.
Mindset hitting the wall there at the end.
Yeah, doesn't help either.
That's going to put William up into P2 off of penalties. Jay
Here comes
Supreme
Jay
moving up to
Supreme.
P3.
Yep.
Lead the follower
Yep.
into P4. Mindset dropping all the way to P5.
Yeah, well, could have been worse.
And here comes Potty.
And Potty will drop to 9.
But he does have that point for fastest lap. So even
He
with 9,
does,
he'll
and
still
that's
have
huge.
3 points. So Mercedes will widen the gap to McLaren by 1 point this race. Going out in style. Slamming into the wall. Breaking that wing off for, the 5th or 6th time tonight.
That's right. And then he still gets fastest lap.
And now we wait on pucks.
And that hurts Devil more than it does anybody because he was already like trying to find any bit of points he could get to
Trying to salvage, yes.
Yeah.
And there we go. 39 laps on the streets of Monte Carlo. Mindset's dad saying the cost cap is going to be hit after tonight. I think he's right. Jay Supreme and the Kick Sauber picking up driver of the day. Or driver of the evening, I guess we should say.
Yeah, that's correct.
But man, what a race. Here we are, podium celebrations. Kai doing the backflip. That's 3 wins in 4 races for the Red Bull driver. Flanked on either side by those lime green Kick Sauber driver's overalls.
That's right.
Time to spray the champagne.
Yep, go
It's a
jump in
party.
the pool. It's Monte Carlo. Jump in the pool.
Swan dive like Daniel Ricciardo.
That's right. That's right.
So here we go. Formula Kai taking P1 on track. SSR William J. Supreme moving up to 2-3 off of penalties from Mindset. Lead the follower, Mindset ending up in 5th. Silk Weaver, Kryptonic Swang, Red Devil, Potty, Pucks, P10. Hood Kool-Aid Man, the lone DNF of the race, in P11. Shortened field, still a lot of action. Quite a fair bit of carnage. The factories will be working overtime to replenish stocks of front wings. But we're gonna go now. We're gonna try to get our guys in for some interviews.
I think some underfours are going to be manufactured too.
All right. So we have. I need to invite. Oh, I want to invite Formula Kai. I want to invite Jay Supreme. And I want to invite SSR. All right, while we wait for those guys to get in. Mr. Summers, I see you talking about the cost bets there. I got you, brother. All right, let's see. We had total DNFs. Nobody voted for 1 DNF. 2 and 3 points. Hello. So nobody wins tonight on our cost bets.
Man.
Unfortunately. Surprising.
Yeah, I should probably get the win because he got I think it's Formula Kai. Formula Kai hit double at the restart.
Who we got here? SSR William J. Supreme. What?
Who is that Singapore flag?
I don't know.
In a Red Bull.
Oh, it would have been Kai in the Red Bull. Oh, we had a raid. Welcome Raiders to the stream. Currently waiting for our P1 driver to come in for interviews. So I guess we can start off. Who do we have? Who was P3? It was a double kick podium.
Jay Supreme.
Jay Supreme in P3. Mr. Supreme, are you with us?
I think you just got in here.
Oh. Hello, Jay Supreme. Well, he may be having some mic issues here. So we can Let's jump. How about we'll go to our P2 finisher, SSR William, also driving the kick Sauber. William, what a race! Had a lot of battling there on track, even early with mindset. You managed to get in there, make it a double podium, thanks to his penalties there at the end. But you hung with
Hey,
the.
Supreme, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. Okay,
Okay, there we go.
so we'll jump down to Jay Supreme. Actually, we'll start with him, P3. It seemed like you were a bit up and down during the race. You gained quite a few positions there. I know mid race, I think that first safety car you were up six positions. Managed to hang it in there, stay clean, and grab that P3 off of penalties.
Right.
I think everybody's goal at Monaco is just to finish the race. But anything other than just finishing for you to get that P3?
Not really, man. I got pretty lucky, really. Pretty slow, so I know if I just finished the race, I'd get some points,
Right. Yeah. We needed one DNF for everyone left to get points. We got the DNF from Hood Kool-Aid Man. So just hanging in there after that. You hung in there, and you really hung in there by staying within that penalty window and staying pretty clean. Did you have any penalties at all, or were you totally clean?
No, I actually had 2 warnings, so I was pretty scared to push any harder because one more, and I was probably Silk was gonna try to pass me, so I was just pretty much trying to not get any penalties, and I knew I could probably get a podium. I knew Mindset was pushing pretty aggressive, so I kind of had a feeling he was gonna get more penalties. So I
Right.
just kind of let him go towards the end of the race and just kind of try to keep Silk within DRS because if who is it? Lead, I think, lead follower.
Right.
Not sure his name. I knew if he passed him, he was probably gonna pass me because he was a lot quicker than me. So
Well, it worked out. You stayed
Yeah.
careful enough to hold it to 2 warnings, no penalties, and it sure worked out. I know you've been hurting for some points. You picked up a few over the first half of the season, but P3 will be huge for you, huge for the team. Congratulations, man. That was a heck of a race. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
hey,
Okay, there he is. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was wild. Chubb, any questions there for our P3 finisher?
No, just I saw that you went to the hards there. Was there any chance that you were going to stay out whenever that safety car came out? Kind of like Devil did.
no, I was kind of hoping for a safety car so I could switch to mediums as well, but I don't know. I mean, I figured everybody would switch to mediums, and if I would have stayed on the hards, I would have probably ended up in the back, or definitely would have had some penalties for sure.
Yeah. So, and speak to that there. When you were driving the car and like doing that, like which tires? Because you were on the mediums and the hards. Could you really feel whenever they started to like hit that threshold and like there was a plateau and they started to fall off? Could you feel that?
On the mediums, I did towards the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it was just kind of because I was braking real aggressive. I was locking up a little bit here and there. Um, so yeah, I
Gotcha.
did with the medium. The hards didn't feel too bad though.
Yeah, and that's good. Because sometimes, and that's what I was saying on the stream earlier. Sometimes it's crazy. Different tracks like softs actually feel better than mediums. But it's just it's very very track dependent, but it's also very driver dependent too. So,
Yeah,
but
for
yeah,
sure.
once again, great job, and way to stay clean and get some points here
Yeah, appreciate that. We needed that.
for sure, for sure.
All right. So now we'll go to our P2 finisher, also in the kick Sauber, SSR William. I think we tried to get an interview started while we were waiting on Supreme. He jumped in here. So we'll come back to you now.
Okay.
You had great pace the whole race. I mean, you were hanging there with the top 2, with Devil and Kai. Uh, had some great defense on mindset in that first stint. I think you started from the hards, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, started from the hards. Put on a great show on defense there, holding mindset back. I know that kind of got the gap spread out there to the front too, but you held him back, staying in there on those hards. Um, how was that trying to fight that? On those hard tires. I know like it's hard to keep them within the temperature window, especially at night. Was it tough to like keep it straight, and keep mindset behind, or was it just kind of business as usual for you? Like how was that first stint for you?
Well, my job is to basically, well, I try to keep up with the leader, but well, I might make sure I play. I want to try to play defense, and I'm making sure that no one should pass. And Monaco, it's a very hard place to pass, and you gotta make a good exit or good exit on the corner for you to pass, or you're gonna need a better qualifying for you to start off front so that you can get hold up behind, and then when the and I want to make sure they eat up all those tires or make the mistakes so that I could have enough time to pull away. And then the first safety car that kind of ruined my strategy to basically just to try go to the distance. But then the mediums so far it went good in the middle stage.
Right. Well, and speaking of trying to get a good exit, we saw there. I think when he was battling with you, trying to get a good exit there, coming out of that chicane, and spun his car for the first time, broke that wing off. I think it brought out a virtual safety car. Um, was it hard with those hard? Was it difficult with the hards to get a good exit without losing that rear end?
Well, I want to see how it works out, but it somehow I got it okay. And uh, and then the first safety car came out like, oh, for Christ's sake, maybe I regret starting on hards instead of mediums.
Okay. All right.
And anything else?
Um, No, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we just, you hung in there, great defense, started on the hards, made them work, went to the mediums, made them work as well, stayed right up there in the mix, and pulled out the double podium finish there at the end. Congratulations to you
Yeah.
and to Jay
There's one more
Supreme.
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Basically, I was right on the Red Bull's tail of Formula Kai until basically, and I know I should be a race winning contention because he hit Red Devil or spun Red Devil in the process in the final restart, and I knew I had to keep up with him so that he could have a potential penalty and maybe I could get the win, but then mindset he had a mind of his own. Basically, he in the swimming pool session, he hit my rear, and that got me that forces me off to cut the corner and got the unfair 3 second time penalty. So what he did, that's not very nice, and I know he was overly aggressive, but he should have just kept patience and then wait until the time is right. And I'll get the penalty removed shortly.
All right. Well, so speaking on that, you're looking to maybe take a look at having the stewards sort that out. Maybe even put yourself into contention for that win. Then that would be huge for you, huge for the team. Uh,
Yeah,
but
and possible 1-2.
that would be huge. But we will have to wait till the end of the week, probably or till next week for the stewards report to come out. But
that's my first podium in costs.
well, congratulations. We'll see what the stewards have to say about it. Maybe even moving up. But congratulations on the podium. Great drive from you. Great drive from Jay Supreme as well. Great to see a new team up there on the podium this week. As far as that goes, I think that covers it for me. Unless, Chubb, you have anything to add on that one?
No, I believe that one's pretty covered.
Yeah, now can
once
I
again,
leave or
yeah, you're good. Yeah, great job.
see you next week?
All right, see you.
See you. Thank you so much. All right. And with that, We'll go to our race winner, 3-time race winner in season 14 of AM1, Formula Kai and the Red Bull. How are we doing?
Hello.
Back again.
Happy to be back.
Yeah, had
Once
an
again.
absence last week, picking up right where you left off. 3
Yep.
straight wins for in appearances at least. You missed last week at Canada, but came back, picked up another win. Didn't qualify pole this week, but stayed up there, stayed with Devil. Devil staying out on those hard tires, worn hard tires there on that last safety car, spinning himself. According to the Kick Sauber driver, you spun him, dumped him, and took that win. So be interesting to see what the stewards say about that. But why don't you talk us through that last safety car restart there, or when you have allegedly spun Devil for the win?
I'd have to look at the onboards for that one. I don't think maybe there was slight contact, but my attention was not to take him out. But I think what helped me come out on top at the end there was the fact that Red Devil didn't pit, whereas I did. And I think that basically just sealed his fate. And I just knew that especially since we're racing in the night, tires are already cold as hell. And with how it works in this year's game is there's no way to generate heat when you're behind the safety car. If you're not driving around at high speed, there's no way to put load into the tires. So I knew he would have really, really cold tires on the hards, old hards at that. And
yeah, I think that they were over 20 laps away on those hards coming back to that restart.
Yeah.
Especially in a 50% race, it's basically double the tire wear of what you would find in real life. So he basically was on a 40 lap old hards, trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, and it surprised us that he didn't go in the pits, especially when everyone behind him did, and he stayed out, and it kind of left us scratching our heads. We were in a bit of maybe not disbelief, but definitely surprised. And we're like, well, maybe maybe he's got something up his sleeve, and turns out it was just spinning and hitting the wall. But you stuck right there with him. Excuse me. Through the first end of that race, you actually were leading. And he, he was leading. Was he? Yeah, he was ahead. You were right behind him, staying right with him. Couldn't seem to get ahead of him. Was that by design, or just was he just putting on a great show on defense, or what was like that first stint?
No, he had a great drive. He had a great drive. He was rapid in the first stint, and I was struggling to keep up. Like I think multiple times I was just on the cusp of falling out of DRS. He was just quali pace, race pace in the first stint. He was unmatched. It was it was not an easy victory. I had to work for that one.
Right. Well, yeah, we noticed like you managed to just hang on there a few times. Like I saw like the gap going up to like 7 to 9 tenths. Seemed like you managed to just barely stay within DRS at times. Other times you were right on him. So I guess sounds like the hards were kind of his undoing. There, the Warren hards were his undoing at the end. But yeah, I mean, it was a great drive. Looked like a great battle. But we were waiting like see if maybe you tried to make a move, but it seemed like you were never like just quite close enough to get one done. Especially like how short some of these straights are, and the only one DRS section. You could hang with him, but you couldn't just like get a nose in there. So it was definitely an impressive show from both of you. You managed to pull it out there after that last restart. Was there, other than just trying to hang with him, and was there any other challenges you faced going around this for 39 laps here at Monaco?
Well, I think if you ask any driver on the grid, they would tell you their number one concern on track is not to hit the walls around Monaco. But it's such a difficult track to overtake on. I think you saw in the second stint, like I was pretty much for 20 laps straight, I was right on his gearbox. I think in the second stint, that's where my confidence picked up. I was pushing around more, and I was trying to make him crack, but it was just so tough. He played his defensive cards really well, and there was just no gap for me to go for.
Right. Yeah. We saw that, and it was you got ahead. You got ahead there at the end. He spun it out, but he was doing such a good job on defense, and then he stayed out on the hards. It surprised us, but we were like, well, he's already in the lead. It's a hard track to pass on. Maybe he can hold him off.
Yeah,
Ended up not being the case, but yeah, you stayed out of the walls. I don't think you didn't pick up any penalties this race, did you?
I think I had
No.
one warning to my name,
Okay.
and other than that, I kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, there were a few drivers that stayed clean the whole race, but it seemed like the ones who got penalties got a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
So it was a bit hard to keep track of in the moment. But yeah, so stayed clean. Stayed right there with the leader. Got it on the end. Strategy worked out. The new tires definitely helped your case.
Yeah. I
I
knew I had him on the second restart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it worked out, man. Congratulations, another third win of the season, going into I say the break, but I think we're going to be trying to rerun Jeddah next week.
I'm
But
looking forward to that.
yeah, it'll be good to get that over and done with. Hopefully, an easier race than this one was. But Van, congrats on that hard fought victory. Good luck with apparently what sounds like going to be a steward decision. But
Well, actually, I just look at the onboard, and he spun around before we touched.
well, I was going to
But
say it looked like from the broadcast, it looked to me like he on exit, like he with those worn out tires just put too much throttle for the tire he had. But like I think that coming out of that corner, like the broadcast view was like straight on, like looking at you coming towards us. So it was like we would have been able to see if you hit him anyway. But like it looked
Yeah.
like it was more like a too much power, not enough traction situation.
Yeah.
On the broadcast at least. So
We'll let the
Yeah.
stewards decide for that one.
right.
Yeah. And
If
also
anything,
on
we
this
can put it
track,
on. Yeah, go ahead.
well, on this track, like just because what I did a lot of this race is because you two were so close right there. It was almost like watching NASCAR at Talladega or something, like like drifting and drafting people. But I noticed from watching on your onboard, like following him, that like his brakes, whenever he would like lock up or when that smoke would come through, you couldn't really tell whether like you two were making contact or that was smoke or what. So it's honestly one of those decisions where it's really, really hard to even say because you can't even really determine what the contact is or if there's anything there, period. Because it's always looking like things are going and there's pebbles, like it's wild. But I mean, it was a heck of a race. Heck of a drive from both of you. I hate that it finished the way that it did like that because I mean, I think if he doesn't spin, I still think y'all would have had an excellent battle there for at least a few laps.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you know how that goes. Like newer tires, it's just really hard. Even on a hard passing track, like I think that eventually it was going to subside. But with the penalties and everything behind him, Devil would have probably been on the podium. So, but no, I mean, heck of a drive though. That was impressive. So,
Thanks, man.
with the makeup coming at Jeddah, how do you feel about that?
Jeddah. Well, every time I look at time trial, I see Red Devil at the top, and he's just so far ahead of everybody else. It's daunting, but I'm feeling confident. Looking to add a fourth win to my belt.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, essentially, because you weren't here last week, but it would be 4 in a row when you're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be
That's
a feat.
impressive. We're starting to turn into Max there. Starting to look like Max already.
Oh yeah.
So,
Every time I pick Red Bull, I pick Max. So
that's right. Yeah, there you go.
oh, and not only that, but that
Manifesting.
reminds me too. With this race, with this win, you and Devil going into this race were tied with 62 points in the drivers' championship. This puts
Yeah.
you. This really opens up a gap for you. So So yeah, I mean another a win next week, or even if you can outscore Devil in general next week, that'll be huge for you, opening that gap some more. But
Yeah.
you've been really kind of a one man show so far this season in that Red Bull. I think you did get a new teammate, I think, last week, but he wasn't racing tonight, or did I make that up? No.
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I thought Kevin Chin was going to race with you, and then I guess not. Now I'm looking at the
Guess not.
lineup. Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup, and it says it's just you for Red Bull. So I take it back. yeah, it's a one man show at Red Bull, but man, you were hanging in there, taking the
He was in the car
lead.
for 1 week
Yeah,
doing some testing, and now, yeah,
Wasn't good.
Marco helmet booted him.
Yeah. What? I have to call Ricardo back in.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll move you up 62 points with the win. That's 25. So that'll move you up to 87 points in the drivers' championship. And looking at the constructors, off the top of my head, I've forgotten where Devil and Pucks finished, but you were 24 points behind Mercedes going into this week. So this
It's
will
close.
move you up to P2 and very close to them.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, I think
Devil
everyone
finished 8th,
10th and 8th.
8th
Yes.
and 10th. Yep.
So that's what 5 points. Yeah,
Yep.
5 points. So they'll be at 95, and you'll be at what is that, 71, 91. Yeah, you'll be 4 points behind in the
It's gonna be a
constructors
close fight.
championship.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
starting to looking interesting.
what a deal for the one man show.
Oh, also one thing I just remembered. With my incident with Devil, I actually got damage on both of my wings. So I was driving half a car for the second half of the race, the last 9 or 10 laps or so. So that was, it was stressful,
Wow,
to say the least.
as
Yeah,
if
it
it
is
wasn't
crazy.
impressive enough already. Got to throw that in there. Just let them know how much better you are than everyone.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Even handicapped, he still ran away.
that's right. But
Oh,
I think that's going to cover it for me, man. Congratulations again on another win. This charge by you up to the top of the standings has certainly been impressive, and we're only halfway through the season at this point. So I'm looking forward to see what comes. But man, you've been killing it. Congrats again, and can't wait to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. Yeah, look forward to seeing what happens the rest of the season.
That's right. Anything to add, Chubb, before we get out of here?
No, just it's getting late. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Everybody have a good night. Enjoy the off week next week. With the exception of AM1, y'all boys will be back in Jeddah, and I think Pucks is going to have something to say about a podium next week too. So everybody, watch out for that.
That's right. Next week, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be coming to you live from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. And following that, this should have been the break week. We had to scrap the race. That was our week 2 race. Had to get scrapped due to connection issues and server issues from EA. So we'll be rerunning that race over the break next week. And then the week after that, we will be at Zandvoort. And that will be all tiers racing. Starting Tuesday, it'll be afternoon for the Americans. Tuesday evening for our European friends. 9 p.m. UK. Tuesday night will be EU3, followed by AM1, 9 p.m. Eastern Time in America. And going 9 p.m. for both tiers. Wednesday with AM2, Thursday with AM1. And can't wait to bring you some more action. AM1, man. Really putting on a show so far this season. This was no exception from what should have been a boring race around Monaco, a parade as they call it. They said no. We're going to have a little showmanship. We're going to have a little carnage. They showed us what was what, and that's why AM1 is the best tier in the league, I think. Maybe a little biased, but I want to stand by that story. So with that being said, we will catch you next week from Jeddah, Zandvoort the week following. Until then, if you'd like to join our Discord, be a part of this great community, be a part of this great on-track action, ! Discord in the chat will drop a link. come join our community, be a part of it. Tiers for everyone, every skill level, American and European divisions. Even if you don't want to race, it's a great community to be a part of. If you haven't, consider dropping a follow on our Twitch. It helps grow the channel, helps get our racing out to a wider audience, and in turn grows the league. We get more people racing and being a part of our community. And with that, I think that's everything I have to cover. So I'm Electric Entree signing off with Chub Tucker. Thank you and good night.